Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, man, we have an NBA discussion, guys. Today is it's really a tough one to talk about, man. It's really a tough one to talk about. So the other day, Max Kellerman of First Take on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith, Walmart Skip Bayless, bro. He said that we are now currently witnessing the decline of LeBron James, man. Of LeBron James, guys. We are witnessing his decline at this very moment. As we speak here, guys. As you say to watch the video, man, LeBron James is declining from the game of basketball. And I'm going to bring you guys a stat line right here, though, man. Now, before I get to it, I need you guys to drop a like on this video, man, because, I don't know, there's YouTube algorithm, all that stuff out there, you know what I'm saying, man? But really, this stat line is really going to prove the fact that LeBron is, in fact, falling off from basketball, man. Okay, I'm looking at it over here on my other monitor as we speak. Did you leave that like, man? I'm just saying, man, like, it's important. It's important, all things considered in this circumstance. LeBron James at the age of 36. Born on... It does not say on Basketball Reference. Born on a day. A day in which people are born, man. At the age of 36. LeBron is only averaging... Prepare your ears, man. Prepare your earbuds. Go clean them all damn Q-tip if you need to, man. The Max Kellerman says he's declining, okay? LeBron's averaging 25 points. 8 rebounds. I'm sorry, 7.9 rebounds. And 7.8 assists per game. On this NBA season. In about 43 games. Okay, man, in all seriousness... I guess if you want to say, like, the definition of declining, I guess at some point in somebody's basketball career, they are going to start declining. But at the same time, when it comes down to LeBron James, man, I'm going to say it straight up. LeBron does not care about the regular season. And I can't say I blame him. I mean, the amount of miles he's put on his body over the years playing basketball since the day he was damn born. I bet you LeBron James played damn man 3 points the day he was born, man. The regular season, I'm not concerned about. Now, I will say, there are definitely things to consider this season with the Lakers. When it comes down to LeBron and, you know, like, will they be, like, prepared when come, like, play-in tournament time or playoff, whatever it is they're going to be in. Okay, there's something to be warranted about that. But I don't think that goes so much of, like, the decline of LeBron James. I know for a fact, man, once, you know, like, LeBron's healthy and good to go, I know he said he won't be 100%. Nobody's 100% at this point in the NBA season, man. Like, everybody's playing back-to-back games, you know, triple headers, all this stuff, man, you know. So, when it comes down to it, nobody's going to be 100%. Like, this is such, like, a condensed season, not to mention, like, the Lakers coming off the championship last year. I mean, literally, they won the championship, and then, like, the next day, it's like, all right, man, time for training camp, right? So, nobody's 100% at this point. But when it comes down to it, LeBron's going to be ready. Like, LeBron is going to be ready, you know, come playing tournament. Which, by the way, the last thing I was reading was that we perhaps could have a Golden State Warriors versus Los Angeles Lakers play-in tournament. So essentially what it's going to kind of be like, because to me, man, like when I think of basketball over the past decade, I think of Steph Curry, LeBron James. Not in that order, I actually think of LeBron James and Steph Curry. But you know what I'm saying? Like this play-in tournament game could be literally the greatest. I mean, it could eclipse the NBA playoffs. Like, oh, you want to see Brooklyn Nets versus the LA Clippers, you know, in a 7-game series? That's fine. I just saw a damn single elimination play-in tournament game before damn Steph Curry and LeBron James. You know what I'm saying, man? So when it comes down to it, though, LeBron's going to be fine. He is not my biggest concern with this team. My biggest concern with the Lakers right now probably go more so towards, like, the roster as a whole. And, you know, like, for one, chemistry is going to be a big-time issue just because, I mean, okay, I'm going to say it, man, the elephant in the room, or dare I say the big penguin. Andre Drummond has not been very good for the Lakers. I can't help but kind of snicker at it a little bit. Not for so much because I'm like a Laker hater or anything like that. I have nothing against the Los Angeles Lakers. I have nothing against it's more so just the roasting I've gone through over the years as a Pistons fan, especially, you know, around that trade deadline, you know, 2 seasons ago or whatever, where the Pistons got Brandon Knight, John Henson, and a second-round pick in exchange for Andre Drummond. Everybody was laughing and say, that's all you got for your star player? It's like, no, that's what we got for this center dude that, scores some points and grabs some rebounds in a very inefficient way to the point where it does not lead to W's on the court. That's what we got, man. Brandon Knight was still a big-time L. That was just like a big slap in the face, but regardless. So, man, but it's LeBron James. Like, LeBron James, he's just always going to be ready. And there's always been one rule when it comes to basketball for me. I never bet against LeBron. Now, I know I've said that before, and people have said to me, well, Crispy, you look at the finals records and stuff like that. But, I really look at like the entire NBA as a whole. And I don't really have like that one team right now where I look at that team and was like, okay, well, there's no problems with them. They're just going to simply win it. You look at the Denver Nuggets. Yes, they've been balling out with Jamal Murray, but come playoff time, you're going to miss a guy like Jamal. The guy was dropping 50-point pieces last year in the NBA bubbles. That's the one team right there. The LA Clippers, you don't really know what you're going to get for Paul George. Yes, they look amazing at times in the regular season, but it's been Paul George's kind of like career model, right? Like regular season P. You look over at the Eastern Conference. You look at Coach Bud over there on the Milwaukee Bucks. Is he going to have it in him to actually coach this team to a championship, or is it going to be a case of give the ball to Giannis, isolate, and we'll see what happens from right there, right? That's been kind of the case of it. You look at the Brooklyn Nets. We've seen such little from the big three. And if we know anything, in these condensed seasons, seeding sure does matter to an extent, but, with lack of fans being at games and stuff, home court advantage to me really does not exist all that much. Yes, maybe there's some things with it that, as far as, like, travel and all that stuff, but I really don't think the home court advantage is going to be a big deal this year, and I think it's going to come down to a grit and grind type of NBA playoffs. And I think the Lakers are equipped to handle that if LeBron and AD, can stay, I would say, 75 to 80%. Do I guarantee they're going to win the championship? No, I don't. But do I think LeBron James is declining as a basketball player? No, man. Guys like LeBron, they don't decline. If anything, they might go out and, kind of give off some like additional, like load towards other teammates. Pause on that saying. I didn't really have a better way to put that, man. But I look at like Michael Jordan when he played for the Washington Wizards. Like in his final season, he was still dropping like 20 points a game or something like that, man. It's been a while that we've known that LeBron by himself can't win a championship, but I really think back to it and what superstar really wins championships by themselves. The most important factor when it comes down to it is not so much if LeBron James is declining or not. It's, how much can Anthony Davis carry when LeBron James is, out for a few games or whatnot. And it seems like AD as a player, which, by the way, I think Anthony Davis gets a lot of slack as a superstar, more slack than superstars typically get, just because we've kind of seen them with him when he's actually been playing. He's had struggle this season. As of right now, man, he's averaged about 21 points, 8 rebounds per game. 3-point shots not really falling this season. I think that's a big, huge, issue with him. He needs to obviously be able to consistently be a good 3-point shooter. It's just, especially playing the power forward position. But it seems like at times we see like that Pelicans Anthony Davis, where yes, he puts up crazy numbers, but sometimes being a superstar is making those around you much better, right? So that's really the only biggest concern. But Anthony Davis, I'm not worried about him either. Like I feel like that's going to be completely fine too. I don't know, man. I will say a part of me is just kind of hoping for the Warriors-Lakers playing tournament, in which I do think the Lakers would win that, assuming health and everything. Really, the Lakers in general this season have been pretty dang beat up. I'm looking at the injury report real quick here, man, and right now you got KCP, who's having ankle issues, Alex Caruso, foot issue, AD with the calf, Jared Dudley out with the knee injury. Man, that's Jared Dudley, guys. Jared Dudley. It's just Jared Dudley. Marcus Gasol has a finger issue. Taylor Horton Tucker has a calf issue. LeBron with the ankle. Kyle Kuzma, lower back. And then Dennis Schroeder with the calf issues out there, man. So, yeah, it's like, it's not LeBron declining. It's just the injury bug has hit the Lakers this season. And as long as you're good to go by the playoff time, that's all that matters. And that's the thing too, man. Like we'll see something. We'll see the Lakers lose to this team, when it comes down to it, man, the playoffs, what I actually really like about the NBA playoffs, as opposed to like March Madness. March Madness, don't get me wrong, is extremely exciting, but in March Madness, I will say for the most part, or not for the most part, but oftentimes there will be like upsets and stuff. where like the better team doesn't really move on. And it's just because, you know, the lesser of the two teams just got hot that game. And, you know, things like, I mean, obviously like Cinderella stories are always nice and stuff. But with the NBA playoffs, I would say typically with the, I mean, sometimes there's upsets and stuff. But for the most part, man, like the best team wins the NBA championship, or at least gets to the NBA championship. So I think that's going to be the case here with the Lakers, man. Like, are they the best team in the Western Conference? I mean, you can say yes or you can say no. But when it comes down to it, I don't think they're the best or the worst team because of LeBron and AD. I think you have to look at the rest of the roster, man, right? And it's like, well, okay, do they have the same depth as like the Clippers or the Nuggets or whatever, man? Or do they have that third guy, that fourth guy that could be consistent, right? I don't think LeBron James is declining as a basketball player. I think that LeBron is going to kind of go out on his own regard, and he's going to be dominant till the final day he plays. Now, maybe he gets to the point where he can't manipulate the game as much as he wants to. And by manipulation, I mean, like, you know, just is from a talent standpoint, not from a GM standpoint, not from a GM, right? But I don't know, man. Like, you look at all the greats. Michael Jordan, you look at Tim Duncan. I still think Tim Duncan could be a center in today's NBA, man, and still average like 10 points, 8 rebounds, like a block or two a game, assuming he got in shape, right? And I think we will see the same with LeBron. The injury doesn't really bother me. LeBron's been a tank his entire NBA career. If the Lakers are falling in the seeding because LeBron's been out for a good portion of the season with nursing some different injuries, to me, that only shows the greatness of LeBron. That doesn't show a decline. That just shows maybe too much reliant on LeBron. And maybe an opportunity for Anthony Davis to kind of stand up and step up going forward. And I think he will, man. But even with Anthony Davis, he's had his own share of injuries, you know, throughout the season, his entire NBA career, really, right, man? So, yeah, give me your thoughts about this, guys. Do you think Max Kellerman is LeBron declining as a basketball player? Are we witnessing the decline of greatness, or is it fine? I mean, yes, eventually he'll stop playing basketball. Let me just say real quick here, if I had to predict the rest of LeBron's career, is I do think there's going to be some sort of big free agent signing this next NBA offseason for the Lakers. I don't know if it's going to be a signing or a trade, whatever it may be. I don't know if it's going to be like a Bradley Beal. I don't know if it's going to be something crazy as far as Damian Lillard requesting a trade. I don't really see that happening. But regardless, they're going to get that sort of like, I think LeBron is going to start getting phased out in a sense that, you know, the Lakers are going to keep him for as long as LeBron wants to be here for. But it's time to transition in a way, too. And not because of LeBron's getting worse, but just because, like, LeBron's era is ending much. So, like, Chris Paul on the Suns, it's like, okay, what's going to be next for the Suns at the point guard spot, right? So I think the Lakers are going to get, like, some star, maybe like a Bradley Beal, somebody like that. And I still think LeBron's final season, I think he's going to line it up to where, assuming Bronny makes it to the NBA, he's going to play his final season with Bronny on whatever team he gets drafted to, man. So, and that will be a kind of a cool way to close things out for him. So, yeah, man, I still see the greatness of LeBron. He's still not a guy I would want to see, you know, come playoff time. So we'll kind of see, though, man. Don't think he's the issue. I think if you want to look at the issue, maybe you can look at some of the guys like Andre Drummond on the Lakers just not being a great fit and really when it comes down to Drummond, he's more so like, okay, you should be playing like this, but he wants to play like this, and it just kind of ruins everything, right? So, yeah, Lakers, not a team I want to see in the playoffs, man. I gotta rephrase it. Not a team, if I was an NBA team, I would not want to see LeBron James and the Lakers in the playoffs. So, yeah, man, that's all we got for today's video. Hope you guys are all, you know, enjoying these discussion videos. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and damn it, and peace out, my friends. Okay, we're good.